When it comes to real estate, everything matters. Whether you're a realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title is here to inform, entertain, and inspire you. Host Bill Napick from Stewart Title will talk with guests about what really matters when it comes to owning, buying, and selling real estate. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title starts right now. Here's your host, Bill Napick.
Welcome to the show, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Yes, another exciting edition, and we're going to look at the Memorial area today right here in Houston, a tremendous area, and we are growing in every direction, as we already know. If you live in Houston, if you drive the roads, but if you are in Dana Point, California, or Colorado, it's busy here, but people are coming every day. Thank you for joining us. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Again, a tremendous show is ahead, and our first guest is Genevieve Rowland. She is with Keller Williams Memorial. As I said, the Memorial area is a super exciting area. Genevieve, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It is an exciting area, but first, let's tell people, certainly people have heard of Keller Williams all over,
Yes.
But let's tell them about your office, Keller Williams Memorial.
Well, Keller Williams Memorial, I would say it's one of the most dynamic offices, if not the most dynamic in the state. Of course, I'm a little bit biased,
I
but
would say so, yes.
we have a great team leader, but above all, what attracted me to Keller Williams initially was their motto is God, family, and then business. So if you take care of everything else around, you can certainly take care of your clients as if they were your family.
Indeed. A great order of priorities, no doubt about it. And people that are listening, I think the thing about real estate, as far as radio shows or TV, people always want to know about it, whether they're in the process of buying or selling or not, because we always say, gee, if I put my house for sale, wonder what I'm going to get. So many reasons.
Exactly.
But let's tell people, they probably ask you all the time as far as the marketplace in the area that you serve. How is it?
Well, the marketplace is great. I don't know. I'm sure you saw the numbers for July, but Houston is booming. We have had the best July on record, and in all different segments. As a matter of fact, even in the luxury, I handle luxury, traditional, farm and ranch, but luxury from the $500,000 to $700,000 range has really jumped this year as opposed to the last few years. But we're starting to recuperate from Harvey, and it's nice to see people moving back into their homes and newer homes in all different price points.
Now that you mention it, I was just browsing the HAR app the other day, and I saw, I'm not sure of the area, but it seemed like there were a lot of homes that had a lot of updates that were probably flooded homes already, and now they're just beautiful homes that are for sale around the Memorial area. And
That's
I
true.
forget exactly where, but I'm going to say south of I-10.
Kind of around Buffalo Bayou.
There you go.
It depends. In the Energy Corridor and in the Memorial area, there was quite a bit of flooding because of the dam release. And one of the nice things with the new update on the seller's disclosure that took place as of September 1st this year is they are getting into much more detail on why did it flood, because so many people are concerned with the flooding in the market. Well, is this a house that has flooded multiple times? Some of them have. Is it a house that only flooded because of the dam release? Or is it because maybe they had poor drainage and they just needed to install a French drain? That's one of the biggest questions that I get. And we were affected. I know a lot of people in this room around me, it came within 2 houses. And my husband and kids, we rescued over 100 people in the area. We worked along with the police. And since luckily we had recently installed a generator, I had a ton of people at my house just showering and sleeping. And half of them I didn't know until they told us we had to leave. So luckily...
Did your house flood?
No, but we waded in with hip waders every day and kept the neighbors all informed. But what's nice now is it typically between 2 to 3 years, if you look in Meyerland and other areas that are prone to flooding around Houston, between that second and third year, people start, well, it's not top of mind. I don't want to say forget, but people that are moving into the area are cognizant about it. But the prices start coming back up because those flooded houses are either being leased or sold after they've been renovated, like you mentioned. And we're starting to see that uptick now and starting to see the prices go back up in neighborhoods.
And certainly the benefit of that is those that have been updated and remodeled, at least you get that. But let's go back to the idea. if I were looking at a home in that area or any area, that would be my first question. Did this home flood?
Correct.
Then the second one, did it flood more than once? If the answer to the first one was yes, did it flood more than once? Is there, on the seller's disclosure, is there something on there now that you have to say if it's flooded or not?
Well,
how does that
you've
work?
always had to say whether or not water has come onto the property and whether or not it's come into the structure. But now they ask more detailed questions. Was this because it was located in a reservoir, or was this a one-time flood release, again, relating to the dam, or is it by drainage? So many buyers I have are very skeptical, and they're a little skittish. What happened to this house? Can you tell me if it flooded? So now this gives us more information. And then you always want to go back and look for an elevation certificate. But the number one way to find out if a house ever flooded, the number one way, always,
drum roll,
please. You go knock on the doors and ask the neighbors. They will always share as much information and then some that you want. That is the number one way.
Let's hit the idea of in the area, and we'll call it the memorial area,
okay.
Right? First of all, how would we define the memorial area, just broadly speaking?
Well, it's a memorial energy corridor because technically memorial is going to be outside of 610, pretty much north of the bayou, south of I-10, and out to the Beltway. It was that initial heart of the memorial area. I mean, I went to Hunters Creek Elementary and grew up there, so that's typically that. But now people extend it all the way out to Highway 6 if you're north of the bayou. However, once you are outside of Highway 6, typically north of Westheimer, south of I-10, from Highway 6 to the Beltway, that's the energy corridor. Just all inclusively, it's the energy corridor. And I just moved someone in. He just came in from Saudi Arabia the other day, and I have people that come in from Bangkok. So energy does play quite a bit. But your health care, since you have hospitals moving out that way as well, it's not just the med center anymore. You get all types of people that want to move in because it's typically the best bang for your buck if you're wanting to be close in or closer in to downtown and not have to deal with over an hour's worth of commute and traffic. So it's kind of the hot spot, if you will.
It really is. It is one of the centers of the Houston universe, centers of the Houston universe, indeed, because you can get so many places, and there's so many fun things to do around that area.
There are many fun things to do.
We are talking with Genevieve Rowland with Keller Williams Memorial. Genevieve, give us a word on new construction in this area that we've just defined.
Well, new construction, what I've seen, and Scott can probably better answer to that because he builds custom homes. Ooh. But in the memorial area, people are looking for lots. A lot of houses are tear down. So if you're in the villages, your typical lot size is going to be around 22,000 square feet, and most of those old 50s ranches are being torn down, and people are building a new house. I just helped someone relocate and do that. The general price range depends on different factors, but you're looking typically around 1.1 to 1.2 million just for a lot in that area. Depends on location and size. And there are some houses that if you can't quite afford to buy a $3.5 million house in that area, you can get a nice ranch style and go in and gut the house, because I like my clients, I like to help them find the potential. So many clients, I go in there and I tell them, well, if you're not going to completely tear down, let's look at remodeling, because you might be looking at $60 to $70 a square foot, or depending upon your different accents, it certainly could go to $100 a square foot versus $150 to $200 a square foot to build, plus the lot itself. So helping people envision, again, what are their goals? I like to create opportunities for my clients. I like to help them envision. So I have some people, when they're selling a house, they said, how much could I get? Well, if you put this much into it, you can get this much. Or a buyer, I just had a buyer, well, I don't know about this house. And I show them some before and afters of ones that I've remodeled, because I also occasionally I'll flip a house, and I have a lot of rental properties myself, and I have to update those, and a lot of contractors that I use. So I can give them an overall picture and say, do you want this or this? Here's the information. You make the most informed decision for yourself. So there's something out there for everybody. You just have to have a real estate advisor help you along the way. What are your goals? Let us know, and we'll find the house for you, because no house is ever perfect. You make it perfect.
A real estate advisor like
Yes.
Genevieve Rowland. So, with the last minute, Genevieve, let's tell people what else you'd like them to know and how they can reach you.
Well, what I'd like them to know is not only do I work, I have a great team that supports me. And I can be reached at Jen, Gen, at Rowpro, ROWPRO.com. On Facebook, Genevieve, your Rolling Realtor. And I just want people to know that, remember, whatever your goal is, let your agent know. Whether you're just looking for a safe, secure neighborhood for your family, whether it's the schools, whether it's an investment property and you need to know what the exit strategy is. Everyone's goals are different. So just let us know and let me know, and I will help you get there. Yes, my phone number, 281-904-7014. And again, that's 281-904-7014. And I hope everybody out there has a great day.
Indeed. And I love Jen at rowpro.com. How about that? Thank you, Genevieve,
Thank
for being
you.
on the show. And we're coming right back with even more. Please stay with us. Stewart Insurance is proud to sponsor Real Estate Matters. As a Stewart company, we focus on uniting real estate and insurance. Our goal is for all clients to be properly insured. When you are properly insured, you're confident in the insurance decisions you make. Whether it's professional liability or homeowner's insurance, everyone deserves to be confident. We invite you to join the properly insured Stewart Insurance. Connect with us at stewartinsurance.com or call 866-798-2827. That's 866-798-2827. Stewart Insurance, stewartinsurance.com. And welcome back, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I'm still your host, Bill Nampick, and now with Taylor Real Estate Group, Claudette Toomey. She is right here, right now. Claudette, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bill. Glad to be here.
Super awesome to see you. And let's tell people, first of all, Taylor Real Estate Group, let's tell them about your company.
We are a small company located in Spring Branch. Wanda Taylor is the owner of the company. We have about 26 agents. We're right across from Valley Oaks Elementary, and we've been together about 9 years.
How about that? And I'm glad you said those two words, Spring Branch, because I was just thinking about what is going on. That is a tremendous area. Let's tell people about Spring Branch, and also for those that may be listening outside of Houston, let's paint a quick picture of where Spring Branch is related to Houston, and let's tell them what's going on there in Spring Branch.
Okay. Technically, it goes from about North Post Oak, and then it exceeds outside the Beltway, but it's very curvy up to Long Point and back down. So mostly the zip code is 77055. And it's been a hotbed area for quite some time.
For
Very
many years.
centrally located. And not to be confused with Spring Valley and Hillshire Village, as those are villages that have their own fire and police. So that tends to be the pricier and part of the memorial villages that Genevieve was talking about. But it's a great area and super easy to get to the freeway. Lots of new focus on doing new storefronts on Long Point.
That's
There's
right.
Old Spring Branch. There's the villages. There's Westview Terrace, Pine Terrace. I mean, there's so much that makes up the Spring Branch area.
And let's tell from the price point standpoint. Let's say hypothetically someone had, I don't know how much money to pull out of the money bag right now, Claudette, but let's say we pulled out $500,000 and we wanted to live in Spring Branch. Is that even possible or not?
It is. It is.
And what are we going to get?
Oh, lots of stuff.
All right, let's describe that.
I think at that 500,000 price point, that would more dictate a patio home. Pretty much zero lot line. Some of the older ones, you'll get a little bit more square footage, a little more bang for your buck. 500 would probably get you a fixer-upper in Afton Village. And then it just goes up from there. I mean, there's 10,000, 12,000 square foot lots that then go into the 600 range, depending on location, and if it's in the prime, schools within the center.
One more idea. Let's say a couple more radio shows, and I had $800,000. What would happen then?
Okay.
And I'm not sure how many more radio shows that would take, but just
Okay.
800.
Not many
Cash.
at all, I'm sure.
Cash.
Okay, cash buyers. Cash is king, although it's always cash in the end, right? That could get you. I just showed a home this weekend, and it was a 1950s, had been remodeled quite nicely inside and out, and it had a pool, and it was on a very large lot, and it was in the premium school area. And the asking price on that was $815,000. However, it's been sitting on the market for quite some time, and that's perplexing because it's surrounded by $2 million homes, and it's almost a 15,000 square foot lot.
How about that?
Yeah, but then the patio home realm, again, there's some new construction out there. At $800,000, you're going to get quite a bit. You'll get first floor living, second floor bedrooms, third floor game room in new construction. If you want the single family, though, you're going to get something that you're probably still going to have to put money into.
And let's say, generally speaking, when you talk to someone, and we'll use Spring Branch as an idea, when you're talking to someone about listing their home in the Spring Branch area, really at any price, how do you advise that potential seller? What do you tell them to do? How do you coach them along the way?
I feel like buyers are really unemotional right now, so you have to get them to connect in some way, and it's a strange market. I think it's a busy market, but it's super strange. Buyers are sitting and waiting. There's a lot of low ballers out there, so they come in and they try to low ball. And then you never get to an agreement, which is strange because normally the buyers have a passion for the property to the point where they're eventually going to get there and make it work. And I'm seeing people say, forget it. I'll wait for the next one. And it's just a very strange market.
So perhaps we've created a new acronym, BEI, the Buyer's Emotional Index. We can copyright that.
All
What do
right,
you
let's
think?
do it.
So right now, it is unemotional, however we gauge it. But by saying that, you make it sound like maybe a year ago or some time ago, it was a different dynamic happening. That's fascinating.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely shifted to a buyer's market. I feel like just in the last month it's starting to heat up and things are starting to sell, even if it's been on the market quite some time. But on my sellers, you have to have the perfect property. You have to have it staged well. You have to have beautiful photos. You have to have a doorbell that works. I won't take a listing if I walk up and the doorbell's all cracked up. That's your first indication that maybe they don't maintain their home that well. So you really, really have to step it up, I think, in the listing game to get your sellers to really focus on keeping a property clean and the lawn and curb appeal and just everything. The buyers are looking at everything.
All those things are even more important now, right?
Yeah.
Invasion of the unemotional buyers. I could see it right now. Okay, we have a book. We have all kinds of things in the works.
Let's do this, Bill.
And when you say that, I hate to say it, but I intentionally dismantled my doorbell because I don't want to answer the door. So just saying. But putting that
we would have a problem if I were listing your home. That's all I'm saying.
I'll get it fixed if that happens.
Okay.
In the meantime, so let's tell people. Let's pretend we're a buyer.
Okay.
How do you work with a buyer right now that's unemotional? Plus the fact interest rates are ridiculously low. So if I'm the buyer, I'm thinking I don't have that much time because you don't know what's going to happen to the rate.
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe I would be unemotional, but I would be quick to make decisions or feel a pressure.
I think my forte is my availability, and if something hits, people are waiting for that new listing to hit, and you've got to get in right away because Some of them are being listed and there's multiple offers and you're scratching your head. You're like, why? And then there's some that's sitting on the market for 200 days and finally the right buyer comes along. So with my buyers in particular, I try to listen. I find I get a lot of buyers that came to me from another agent and they're like, my agent doesn't listen. My agent doesn't bring me any properties. I just send them, information on what I want to see this weekend, and I feel like you have to really plug in. And just, I'd say in the last 3 months, I have sold 2 homes to buyers that they didn't want to see the property that I wanted them to see. And that was the property that they bought. And that was a really good feeling for me. I felt like I just brought more to the table by saying, hey, pictures lie for the good and the evil. Let's give it a shot and see if we can make it work. And it was more than make it work. They actually fell in love. They were an emotional buyer.
How about that? And everybody lived happily ever after. We're talking with Claudette Toomey with Taylor Real Estate Group. Claudette, let's say with the idea of listening. Many people, certainly in the real estate profession, realtors, mortgage people, or any other sales profession, sometimes we don't listen enough. That is a very important point.
I agree.
Sometimes we think talking is the answer, but listening, let the word go forth, right?
Yes,
Let's
and I'm a
remind
talker.
ourselves.
I'm a
Me
talker,
too.
so I have to gauge myself and try
Be
to
mindful.
pull it out. Yep, absolutely.
I'm not
think
going to
that's
say another
valuable.
word this whole show.
Stop
but
it.
then, okay, in the meantime, so what else should we know and how can people reach you?
I can be reached at 713-398-5474 and through my website at Claudette2me.com. A play on my last name, Claudette Toomey. My tagline line is don't regret, buy and sell with Claudette.
Let's say that again. That has a beautiful ring to it.
Don't regret, buy and sell with Claudette.
And you can reach her at 713-398-5474, 713-398-5474, the BEI, the Buyer's Emotional Index, and all those things. Check her out, Claudette Toomey. Thank you, Claudette, for being on the show.
Thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
And we are coming right back. Stay with us, please. Cyber criminals are on the offensive. In real estate, the average loss of a wire fraud scheme is $130,000. How do we fight these risks? Establish a good defense. At Stewart Insurance, we believe there are 2 sides to a formidable defense. Manage the risk, offset the risk with insurance. Concerned if your insurance is offsetting the cyber risk? Contact Stewart Insurance to determine if you are properly insured. Connect with us at stewartinsurance.com or call 866-798-2827, 866-798-2827. And welcome back. And now it's time for the golden rule. I'll say that because we have Bob, Rob, and Scott Rule on the show. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Bill. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Bill.
There you are.
Thank you.
All 3. Tremendous. Let's tell people, guys, about your company. You start out, Rob.
Well, I'm with Next Home Realty Center. Next Home is a young national franchise based out of California, and I've been in real estate in Houston now for 18 years, and so have been working the Houston market pretty much from I-45 west all the way down to 59 south. So I cover a large territory.
And by the way, Next Home, which part of California are they from?
They are from Stockton, California.
How about that? Well, let's tell people, as far as the marketplace right now, from your perspective, and let's give people an idea of where you focus on.
Well, I grew up in West Houston and in the Memorial Spring Branch area. And so, real estate is all about kind of who you know and the connections you have there. And that tends to be where the needs of my clients are. And so I do tend to focus, in West Houston and Spring Branch Memorial.
And Bob, give us an idea of your role on the Rule team. That's 2 R's right there, if I said it.
Well, I'm an investor, and I saw the business that Rob was doing in the realty marketplace, and then Scott, another son, is a home builder, and so I got involved with them, helping them kind of get started a long time ago. And but as I began to kind of learn what they were doing, I asked Scott, I said, hey, man, if I can find a piece of property as a tear down opportunity, will you build it for me on a cost plus basis? And it was a good situation for Scott. It also produced an upscale property that Rob could list and sell. My wife is a home designer,
Wow.
and so all I just did was arithmetic.
So you're kind of putting all this together to have a successful business. I like this on the back of Rob's card. It's the Golden Rule Team, the Golden Rule of Real Estate Next Home Realty Center. It all comes together.
And the interesting thing about the names, Scott's Home Building Company is called Baker Street Homes, and Baker Street is a name of a business that I previously had 20, 30 years ago. So anyway, it's a family situation, and the key to it is surrounding yourself with people smarter than yourself. And I have two sons smarter than me.
There you go. It's easy for me to do all the time. In the meantime, Scott, how about a word from you? You're building homes. Let's tell people about that.
I am. Baker Street Homes I've been in the high-end custom business now for since about 2003, 2004. I've done various projects from a little bit of land development to neighborhood development. My father and I ventured out and did a not multifamily, but a high-rise single-family unit. We would call them townhomes, but they're actually still considered single family. But really my forte is kind of on the luxury market, the markets that everybody here has already seen, that $1 million on plus property. And I focus predominantly in the Spring Branch, Memorial, Energy Corridor.
So let's tell people about one of these $1 million homes in the Spring Branch area. For example, where would it be, and how much home are they going to get for? Make it an even million if we can.
Sure. Right. So what we're really seeing right now is the big push to get. There used to be a push for everything over 4,000 square feet. Everybody was going for these larger homes, and I think the real estate community really wanted that to justify the price per square foot. But we've really started to see a demand now for less square footage, easier maintenance, something that really suits the smaller families. And so we're seeing product that's going on the market from about 36 to 3,800 square feet. And you've got all the custom high-end features that you can expect. You're always cutting edge on the type of countertops that you're putting in. We're seeing new products come out. Years ago, granite was all the rave, but now you're starting to see newer and better products coming out for countertops, light fixtures, and hardware. So you really need to have a good acumen for what's coming out on the market, what's new, and what people are looking for. And, of course, always looking for different color palettes and color schemes.
So Scott makes it easy for you to sell the product, right?
Absolutely,
By
all the time.
Beautiful homes. One of the things I think about is just the idea of when people change homes. Some people have homes that are older homes, whatever that is, right? 92 and further back. But just the idea of a brand new home is refreshing, and some people want to do that just to have a new home, right?
It is, absolutely, and there's certainly a matter of appeal for new construction. People want to stay in the area, and they're always looking for something that's going to reflect maybe their changing lifestyle. We've got a product right now that they referenced earlier called Murray Brook, which is 2,500 to 2,600 square foot single-family homes that are 3-story, but they are unique in that they are at a lower price point in the $450,000 to $500,000 price point, but they offer elevator capability. So for those that have lived in the area for years and years and years, maybe want some new construction, don't want all the maintenance and the hassle that comes with an older home, they certainly can move into something like that. The elevators make things easy for seniors, or even for families that have kind of a multi-generational living component to them. So we've found that that's been very well received.
Give us an idea also, Rob, of some of the trends people are looking for, whether it's a new home or just when they're looking at previously owned homes.
Well, obviously, there's been a real drive for high tech and smart homes and things that are easily the maintenance is less on, so you'll see things like the programmable thermostats with the Nests and the smart lock systems and all those kinds of things. Obviously, just smart living spaces, just well-designed spaces. It's not so much about mass square footage anymore, so much as it is just making sure that the square footage you have is properly apportioned and easy to use with the lifestyle that person is experiencing in their life.
And that fits you and or your family. What about swimming pools? How often are people looking for the pool these days?
Well, it is Houston, and so it's there's about 9 months of summer here, and so pools can be popular. you're usually very much into a pool or you're very much not. And so for those that really want to have a pool, those properties can be in high demand, especially if there's not a lot of inventory out there. For those that aren't really looking for it, it wouldn't necessarily be a strike, but they would probably have to fall into that home and have everything else be right about the home for them to want to pull the trigger on something like that.
And Bob, give us an idea. Now, that was Rob, and people are listening. Rob, Bob, and Scott rule 3 rules. That's right. You only need to remember 3 rules. They're in this room. Bob, by the way, what else should we know as we think about these things?
Well, the development that Rob just mentioned in Spring Branch is my current development, which is a little bit of a diversion from what Scott and I have done in the past, and that is the urban living 3-story elevator capable ready in Spring Branch. Spring Branch to me is a jewel waiting on the ground. You can buy land at an appropriate price there and build an appropriate square footage and still have a marketable product. The Memorial area, as an example, land is so very high that by the time you build on it, and I've done that as well, then the price point becomes pretty pricey. So I have focused in Spring Branch in the last couple of years. I think that's a growing area that's very adjacent to Memorial City, City Center, all within that proximity. So lots of good places in Houston to go. It's all about still location, location, location.
That's right. And let's tell people about the home or homes you're building right now in Spring Branch. About where are they? What
they are
coordinates?
They are walking distance from Conrad Sauer and Westview. Conrad Sauer is a few hundred yards west of Gessner. Gessner and Westview is still walking distance from where we are.
There used to be a lawnmower repair guy. You know where I'm talking about?
Directly across the street. Directly across the
It was
street.
a piece of property we're interested in.
And that's a piece of property also for sale.
He may be listening to the show in between lawnmower repair. You know what strikes me, Bob, is that we think about the value of the Spring Branch area, and then as you relate it to Memorial north of I-10, for those listening outside of Houston, I-10 goes across the country for that matter, but north of I-10, it's still of value in the Spring Branch area. But think about going further to the city north of I-10 as a place that we know as the Heights.
Correct.
Look at the value if you would have bought land or property in the Heights 5 years ago, 10, or any.
And people in Spring Branch are saying, we are the next Heights.
There you go.
We are the next Heights.
We're on to something.
And they're also saying they've got better properties in the Heights as well. They were not affected by Harvey, and typically you see that they do have larger lots than what the Heights were dealing with. They have properties that are very comparable to their neighbors south of I-10 and some of the other neighborhoods.
Well,
Spring Branch is a jewel. It's a jewel.
And quite frankly, you were exactly right. And one of the reasons it's a jewel is all the stuff that's right around there, north, south, everywhere. It really is an exciting area. Scott, one last word before we close the segment. What else would you like people to know about your homes?
I'd love for anybody to reach out to me that's looking to build a home. I'd love to sit down and talk with them about their needs and what they'd like. And they can always reach me at my website. It's it's bakerstreethomes.net, or you can email me directly at scott@bakerstreethomes.net.
bakerstreethomes.net. They could remember the song. That's right. And Bob, before we close this segment, what else would you like people to know?
Just always surround yourself with people smarter than yourself. Rob's a phenomenal realtor, and Scott's a great builder.
How about that, Rob? That's a great compliment.
It is. I fortunately I've known the guy for a little while, so
Like
it does help.
You know, there was a show.
You did bring him here too. So.
There was a show called My Three Sons. In this case, what? My Two Sons?
No, I have
You've
Scott,
a third?
Scott has a twin, and he's an investor too.
My Three Sons. God bless you. And before we close, how can people reach you, Rob?
People can reach me at rob@goldenrulehomes.com or via phone at 713-291-6077. And also I'd point out that if they would like to maybe learn a little bit more about Murray Brook, we will be having a website coming online in the next several days at murraybrook.com.
And that's where the new homes are?
That is.
Or a new home. Is it several homes?
It is. There's 10 single-family homes.
I can't wait. And how much are they?
They're between $450 and $500.
Very nice price point. Give Rob Rule a call at 713 291-6077. There he is. 3 rules. Thank you, gentlemen, for being on the show. We're coming right back. Stay with us, please.
Thanks, Bill.
And here we go. Jay Carter Breed Properties. He's right here. Jay, welcome to the show. Or Carter, I should say.
Good morning, Bill.
I
How
never
you
called
doing?
you Jay before.
That's all right.
There's always a
Just
first
call
time.
me.
Very nice. Let's tell people your company is Jay Carter Breed Properties. Let's tell people about it in the event they have not heard it.
Absolutely. So I owned a RE/MAX franchise for years with a partner, and really felt like we wanted to stand out a little bit more. We're primarily in the Spring Branch Memorial area and do a lot of high-end properties, and I wanted to be a little bit more elite, if you will, and so we started Jay Carter Breed Properties about 3.5 years ago.
And by the way, it just dawns on me, that name is a distinctive name, a beautiful name. It could also be the line for a clothing line, Jay Carter Breed Suits. Hey, we could branch out, right?
That's next.
Oh, my goodness. There you go. He's got it right on the emblem on the inside of his jacket. That is awesome. Let's tell people, you've been in the real estate world how many years?
28.
And you've worked all over Houston, I know, but certainly the Memorial. I bought a home from you once right there, Town and Country area, when I guess it used to be called that. But you have had your eye on Memorial Spring Branch for many years, super successful there. Let's tell people your perspective right now, how it is, and where is it going?
You bet. So we do primarily focus on the Memorial Spring Branch area. That's where we live and work primarily. We do venture out from there, go to Katy and Cy-Fair, Sugar Land. The way I see the market right now is that it's been a little bit tough in selling some of these homes. I think Claudette said it very well when she said if they're not in great shape and they're not showing really well, it's taken some time and priced well. I think it's hard to say that it's a buyer's market, but it may be on the cusp, and in some cases it would be a buyer's market. But you've got to be priced right, and it's got to look good, and that's really my opinion of all the West Side.
Where's it going, Carter?
I'm not an economist by any means. I always listen to my friend Ted Jones with Stewart Title.
He's coming up on the show in a couple of weeks.
Good. Maybe I can come back and visit with him. I'd be interested in hearing what he says for the future. I think recently he said that this year was going to be very similar to last year. I think that this year is probably panning out so far to be a bit like last year. We've got to work a little bit harder in pushing our homes and helping our buyers understand the market and trying to work through any problems and issues. I think that, who knows what next year holds. I think that you've really got to prepare your home, really make it stand out and look good to sell. And for buyers, I think there may be possibility of some deals in the next year or so.
Give us an idea. You've been doing this many years. What keeps you going year after year? Been very successful with it. And also share, if you would, a core principle of success, that one or two things that you do that has served you well year after year, transaction after transaction, and relationship after relationship.
Well, the money doesn't hurt, so that kind of helps get you going, just to be quite frank. But, it's fun, and I tell the agents that work with us that, when you're working with a buyer, those buyers are excited about getting a new home. And that's super exciting when you really feel fulfilled when you help a buyer and they're happy. Typically, it's been my experience that buyers are happier than sellers, because sellers are getting rid of something and buyers are getting a new toy. It's kind of think about a car. When you go sell a car, you're getting rid of a car. You're not excited about getting rid of it. But when you're buying a car, it's kind of exciting. Hey, you get something new. Same thing with a house. So when you're working with buyers, it's very, very rewarding, especially if you do a great job and those buyers are excited and they love you. With selling, it's not quite there, unless the seller may be desperate to get rid of it, and then they're excited to get rid of it. And that happens, yeah. But it's still rewarding if you do a good job and fulfill your job well.
It's interesting. Every real estate transaction for buyers or sellers, it's always another chapter in their life. And I know people, like you said, they're happy to move on to the next house, get rid of maybe some problems, and looking at the same. So many things trigger a real estate transaction. As far as when we look at that area, and I'm thinking right now, south of I-10, Beltway 8, that's very valuable land there.
Absolutely.
And how do you see that playing out in the future? I mean, if you were to buy something right there at Brittmore and the only street I remember,
Creek area,
Lasso Lane,
and
I mean, those are great areas.
So
and beautiful homes are being built there too. When we're talking about new home construction,
there is a lot of new construction going on in there. The new construction now is starting at $1,100,000-ish, $1,200,000-ish. Newer construction. If you were to build new, it would be even more than that. But the newer, so say call it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, is just north of $1 million. Those lot prices in there, depending on where they are on the low side about $550,000 to $600,000, and they go up to $1 million sales closer to the bayou.
Very interesting. Also, many realtors, most realtors probably, are very active in the community. And you do something. Let's tell people what you do outside, like you have extra time, but what you do outside of selling in real estate and helping buyers and sellers.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I was elected to my second term as a trustee for Spring Branch Independent School District. So I am in my fourth year of each term is a 3-year term. So I'm serving in my second term. We're committed to making our schools better, and we have a great school district. I commonly tell people I think one of the big attractions to the Spring Branch Memorial area is the schools, and people want to typically be a little closer into town if they can, especially if they work in town or Central Business District or Galleria or something like that. They want to get as close as they can. I say that Spring Branch is the best school district closest to town, and that's attractive.
That's very interesting. And the role of real estate and school districts are parallel and so important. They complement each other. As you know, one of the homes I had that I got from you, when it was time to sell it, I had no children in school, but I got a premium price because I was in a great school district. So that serves buyers and sellers all the time. And not to mention kids get a good education if they're in a good school district.
That's right. You were in a great area that might be considered the trifecta, Rummel Creek, if I remember correctly, Rummel Creek, Memorial Middle, and Stratford High School.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that it sells, and it sells well.
and I bet those homes right there in that Rummel Creek, by the way, sell pretty quick, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they typically do. You know, again, right now with the market the way it is, it's a little bit tougher, but you price it right, you get it to shine, you'll get it sold.
And the interest rates are so low. Is that ridiculous or what?
It's awesome. It's a good time to buy, and you can refinance, but as real estate agents, we really don't think that's a great idea.
Do you think it's better to just
just buy
now? Yeah. For those that were on the fence that didn't know, when is the time to buy?
Now.
That's correct. Right. And let's say, Carter, with the last minute or so, what else would you like people to know about anything?
Well, you had asked, a motto or something.
Yeah, do you have a motto?
Yeah, what we always say around the office is, and it's just fun, as I'm bringing up and helping, and that's something I felt led to do a couple of years ago, is just kind of help and bring some other agents up. And one of the things we always say is, don't sell them, serve them. And if you serve that buyer, when talking about buyers, nobody wants to be what we call slammed into a house. They want to be, give them information and serve them into getting that. You're going to have customers forever. So I think we try to do that, and I would tell you my contemporaries do that as well.
That is a great word, serve people, and I think that is just always great advice. That's also not just our customers and associates at our jobs, but our families too. It's so important to do that. Carter, let's tell people how they can reach out to you.
You can reach me
for that service.
I can give you a whole bunch of information about
Keep
that.
Keep it simple.
But jcarterbreed StewartTitle.com is our web address. My email is Carter at the initial J, CarterBreed.com. Our office number is 713-482-2222. And you can even call me on my mobile bill, 713-826-4884.
One more time.
713-826-4884.
There he is, J. Carter Breed. Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks, bud.
We're coming right back. Stay with us, please.
Boom.
Okay. If you are a real estate professional, please listen closely. Cyber criminals are targeting our industry. They are impersonating real estate professionals, home buyers, sellers, and title agents, and their goal is to gain access to your inboxes, computers, and clients so they can steal information and funds. Does your business insurance offset these risks? Not sure? Contact Stewart Insurance to determine if your real estate business is properly insured. Connect with us at stewartinsurance.com or call 866-798-2827. And welcome back, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I'm your host, Bill Nampick. Just a few words. Stewart Title, we have awesome leadership. Our leadership has changed. We are proud to have Fred Eppinger as our new CEO, an incredible individual ready to lead the company in a tremendous way. Matt Morris is our president. Here in Houston, our president, Larry Warren, does incredible work all the time. And, of course, our sales manager, Roseanne Rogers. They are incredible. And, of course, Tom Carpentier. He is the president of Stewart Insurance, who brings this show to us every week for the last 292 shows. So when you need home, auto, Stewart Title Insurance for over 125 years. That is correct. But many people know for the last 13 or so years, we also offer broker E&O, cyber insurance. We have home, auto, individual insurance for all our insurance needs right there at Stewart Insurance. Check them out. And right here, these guests today have been brought to you by our Memorial Town and Country. They're right here. Nancy Baker-Jones, our incredible branch manager, escrow officer, doing tremendous work right there at 788 West Sam Houston Parkway, along with Kurt Jones, business development officer, at our office right there. You can call Kurt or Nancy at 713-468-8900. That's right, Stewart Title, Memorial Town and Country, 713-468-8900. And now we're going to hear from all our guests one last time. She is back, Genevieve Rowland.
Hello, yes, I'm back
here. I can't see her, but I know she's across the room. Genevieve, welcome back. Let's tell people, what else should we know before we close out the show?
Well, I just wanted to let them know I am a third-generation Houstonian, and I just help people navigate throughout the real estate process. And Houston and the surrounding area, it's a wonderful area to live, give back to the community. There's so much to do and be involved around Houston, and I would just love to serve them.
That's awesome. How can people reach you?
They can reach me at 281-904-7014, or they can email me at gen@rowpro.com. That's jen@rowpro.com, and my team is here to help.
Right there at Keller Williams Memorial. Genevieve Rowland, give her a call at 281-904-7014. And now, Claudette Toomey, there she is. Hey, Claudette, welcome back.
Hey, thank you.
So let's tell people, before we close out the show, what else would you like them to know about your company, Taylor Real Estate Group, or anything else going on in Spring Branch or anywhere?
Wow, so much to say, but I would just say I've been in real estate for 16 years, and every day I wake up excited to see who needs me. And I go where the relationships take me. So I work primarily on referral basis, and I love what I do. I feel so lucky.
There's a tagline in the making as well. I go where the relationships take me. And really, that's what we do. We strive for great relationships, new ones all the time. And then, hey, referrals are nice as well, right?
Absolutely.
No doubt about it. How do you think the year is going to end up?
I'm actually having my best year ever.
Well, congratulations on that, Claudette Toomey.
Even though it's a weird market, it's still my best year
We still
ever.
have that buyer's
It's
emotional
so fun.
index, but that's all right. So in the meantime, how can people reach you?
My cell is 713-398-5474.
One more time.
713-398-5474.
There you are, Claudette Toomey. Thank you, Claudette, for being on the show. And now, 3 rules to remember. Rob, Bob, and Scott rule. They are all back. Hey, Rob, let's tell people before we close out the show, what else should we know?
Well, we've talked about Spring Branch Memorial, and I would just say that Spring Branch is just such a dynamic market right now. There's such transition going on, and it's really going to be a moving and happening place. And so for those that are looking to be, in a Heights type of environment in between 610 and Beltway 8, it's really a great place to be.
Very nice. How can people reach you?
They can reach me at 713-291-6077.
The Golden Rule team. And now Scott Rule, before we close out, what else?
Well, thank you, Bill, for having us out here. Again, I've got over 20 years of construction knowledge wrapped up into this. I'd love for anybody to reach out to me and let me sit down with you, find out what your needs are, and see how we can build you a new home. Let me make your home construction elementary.
There you go. How can they reach you?
They can reach me through my website. It's bakerstreethomes.net, or they can email me directly at scott@bakerstreethomes.net, or my cell phone is 832-722-4392.
One more time.
832-722-4392.
J. Carter Breed. What
Hey.
else, Jay? Carter Breed.
So I just want to
Another
bring up,
show, 293. What do you say? You've been on a couple times.
I have been. It's great. It's always because you're so good at this.
No, I work on it.
It's just you make it easy for everybody.
Thank you.
So I'd like everybody to know that we're building our brand, J. Carter Breed Properties. We now have about 11 people, and so it's fun to do, and we're growing that. And the other thing is I'm looking to purchase an office in the Spring Branch Memorial area. So
Wow.
if that's if anybody hears about anything, let me know, because that's what we're looking to do.
That sounds awesome. When's that going to happen?
I don't know. We're looking. We're trying to find something. Darn, real estate's expensive out
I was
there.
just going to say.
It's
hey,
hard.
the prices aren't going any lower. That's ridiculous.
That's right. It's hard. I've been knocking on doors, and
I know a good agent.
There you go. Look at Claudette's right there to save you. No doubt about it. In the meantime, how can people reach you? Just go ahead and break out the cell phone, Carter.
jcarterbreed.com, and cell is 713-826-4884.
And Carter, should people be sad that the show is ending at the time of broadcast?
No,
And you know why?
because they can always look forward to the next one.
That, and also because the show never really ends, you can always go to Stewart.com/Houston. That's Stewart.com/Houston. And don't forget to check out Nancy Baker Jones, Kurt Jones. Yes, they're related. Right there at Memorial Town and Country, Stewart Title, doing incredible work every day. Right there, conveniently located, a super office. One of my favorite Stewart offices, by the way. I love them all, but I used to be there and look out the window of the second floor. Super views abound when you're closing and signing all those papers. That's right, Stewart Title, Memorial Town and Country. Give them a call at 713-468-8900. That's 713-468-8900. And once again, Fred Eppinger, welcome to the company, and thank you for your leadership that's upcoming. We appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Until next week. Stewart Insurance is proud to sponsor Real Estate Matters. As a Stewart company, we focus on uniting real estate and insurance. Our goal is for all clients to be properly insured. When you are properly insured, you're confident in the insurance decisions you make. Whether it's professional liability or homeowner's insurance, everyone deserves to be confident. We invite you to join the properly insured Stewart Insurance. Connect with us at stewartinsurance.com or call 866-798-2827. That's 866-798-2827. Stewart Insurance, stewartinsurance.com.